We have on display for just one day the pictures of Eleanor Spicer. Eleanor Spicer was a very unusual lady. She came out here with her family in 1918 to live permanently and never left. She went through the transition from estates along Farmington Road to the subdivisions, and she participated all the time. Along Farmington Road were a number of estates: the Longacre estate, the estate over where the Botsfords lived, the estate down on 12 Mile Road where Mr. R.K. Floyd lived, the estate out on, well, they were just estates all over the place. William Goodnar was good at promoting them to estates. They went from farms to estates, and then as the subdivisions came in, Eleanor Spicer by this time had inherited the land that was her farm, and she participated continuously in the life of the subdivisions, being part of the AARW, the women's group that started all sorts of things in Farmington for the very basis. And in the meantime, her family donated the house to the city as a community center. In the meanwhile, Eleanor Spicer was also a society lady, a part of the Birmingham painters and part of the Farmington painters. And the pictures that we're going to show now are the things that she painted at that point. And before long, there were so many subdivisions that the estates were soon gobbled up. The only thing left was her estate, which fortunately, through the work of the Spicer family, was maintained, and soon when they purchased it, the city purchased it for a reduced price, it became Heritage Park. We are so lucky to have this particular park because the Spicers felt very strongly about it. I'm here with Ann Stolberg from the Farmington Historical Commission, who arranged this entire exhibit and did all the work on it. And the pictures she knew about, she grew up here at Farmington and was friends with members of the Spicer family, so she knew about these pictures. They were in Eleanor Spicer's daughter's home, also named Eleanor. We will look at the pictures because there's a one-time showing. Ann, you just got these for one
day.
One day.
Today.
And this is the only time we'll get to look at them.
September 24th. Yes.
Okay. Here they are. Behind me is one of the drawings. Is that an oil or is that a watercolor?
I think it's an oil right there. That's a winter scene, probably from Longacres.
It's lovely.
And down below that's a summer scene. That looks like it's also from Longacres.
Those are photographs.
Looking down, yes, these are family photographs that we spent the summer over at Eleanor's in Chelsea working on them. John Williard, who is also the chairman of the Farmington Hills Historical Commission, actually did all the work on the photographs.
Oh, he's a great photographer.
These two over here, that's William and Eleanor on their horse. What could be more exciting than that on a summer day?
Oh, it sounds like great fun.
Yes. It's
Little
over
kids.
here.
We'll
Let's
go
look
around
over
and
here.
look at the next one.
Okay, this right here, Ruth, is one of Ellie's favorite shots. She loved her sleigh, and she loved the winter. And there's a lot of photographs with winter scenes on it. This one over here is actually the Palmer Sherman House, which is the History and Heritage Center right now, and that's Charles Spicer walking up to see Mr. Murray, who was putting the hay up in the barn.
He was the farmer.
Yes, he was the farmer.
Mrs. Spicer was a gentlewoman farmer who did some farming, and I think it's fun that she loved the sheep. And Nick Spicer talked about them having these little neglected lambs in their house, in their beautiful house.
Yes, she'd be caring for them and feeding them.
That's a picture of a tree of some sort out there.
Yes, it must have had some meaning to her, or she would not have painted it.
Let's look at the next one. You got a picture here of the valley, it looks like.
Another winter scene. She loved the winter scenes. And she loved the winter sports.
Now these photographs, that is whom?
That is Daniel Webster Goodnow, Ellie's brother. And he's out there. It looks like they may have just moved in because he looks pretty young there. He was born in 1911.
And he's feeding the chickens, is he?
Feeding the chickens.
And there is Ellie with whom?
Her father, Lumen. Looks like they were out in the Rouge River going for a boat ride.
And a tree. I wonder if she painted that tree someplace. Maybe that was the one over there.
She might have.
And then over here, is that her child or is that her?
That's Eleanor Olney Spicer and Stuart Little.
Oh, that is Stuart Little.
Little from the Stuart Little Pond.
And above that is a painting of something that she did. It's lovely. And then behind us.
Another winter scene. She loved the sleighs.
And the house.
And Long Acres, there it is.
And
you know, Ruth, it was actually called Long Acres, 2 words, because when the French inhabited Detroit, they made a lot of ribbon farms and long pieces of land. And this is what this was, Long Acres, because the original property went from the stone wall over here to the end of the stone wall where the Palmer Sherman House is. So that's why they called it Long Acres.
there's the farmyard here.
That's it.
And that's a lovely picture of
This is Long Acres, and there's the well, the wishing well, and they have it all fenced in for the animals at that time period.
And that's a picture of the house with the tree in front of it.
Yes.
Who is the little boy?
That's William. We don't know what he's got underneath that tarp, but it must be something.
And there's another picture that she painted of the trees.
Yes. Okay, we're going to go over here now.
And you got a marvelous picture here that Fairy Seed was selling their seeds here in Farmington.
Yes, these posters actually hung in downtown Farmington in the late 1800s. Palmer Sherman actually rented out his property when he was in his 50s to the Fairy Seed Company people. And he would grow seeds for them. And so they've really been a part of our community and our life around here forever. And it's amazing that we have these posters.
And we have a picture here of the rear end, I think it is, of the garage.
Yeah, garage and the stables, yeah.
And there's somebody there, I don't know who.
I can't tell who that one is
It
myself.
looks like they have a greenhouse attached to that also.
Right, there's Ellie in the greenhouse painting.
And there's a tree, she did a little cove. I don't know where that is.
No, it could be anywhere on the property. That's Nick flying a kite
Oh,
on a
okay.
nice summer day. Well, he did a lot of stuff over there. He really helped maintain that property and the barns, believe it.
Okay, here we come around to another set of lovely paintings. Gee, and
Well, right here we have
look
the
at
Palmer
this.
Sherman house, the back of the hay barn.
And somebody's footprints.
Yes.
And this
It
one,
showed us.
on this side is, no,
The sheep barn.
oh, that's the sheep barn.
Yes.
That
In the winter. She loved winter shots.
Mr. Spicer, her husband, built that, I was told. And there's the barn that they brought in, and nobody knows exactly where that came from. But it came to us. It's a lovely painting she did of that. The white certainly, the snow really gives you a feeling of that. And let's see, what's behind me?
That's her house. That's a shot of the house, and then more landscapes. I don't know who that is under. That looks like William again. It's funny because as an adult, he was the one that drove all the tractors and the machinery. And as a child, he's always around looking at it.
The interest in it. And there's a beautiful tree, picture of the trees. And over here, I wonder what the horses are doing. They're pulling something. They did a lot of work. That's the silo that's on
Yes, yes.
there. And what's behind me? Oh, some more goodies. Oh, look at this one. That photograph is gorgeous.
Yes, that's the well.
And,
Again.
And there is, which child is this?
I think it's Elizabeth.
Oh, she's so cute.
Elizabeth Addy. This is the circular driveway at Long Acres there.
Oh,
There's Long Acre House over there.
and what's this one right here?
Just somewhere in the fields, who knows?
It's so pretty. And there's another tree. She liked those evergreens.
Yes.
And then the picture of the house from, that would be from the back, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely. And then we've got just a few more to look at. That's a lovely picture of the barn. I guess it wasn't always red. It was white, I guess, at one time. And there's the valley below. You said that one's very special because the mist is arriving.
You could see the mist rising.
And the little sheep are out there.
Yes.
It's so neat. And then the tree.
Another summer scene.
And that's another lovely one she painted.
Yes.
Shall we turn around and look at these? Wow. That's the house from
Longace House.
Is that from the back or the side?
Yes, that's the back.
And then there's another tree. She loved her trees.
Yes.
Oh my, that's a picture of Ellie roasting hot dogs. She certainly doesn't look like a society lady, does she? Sitting
You
there.
know, it's that look you get when you're around a fire and you get mesmerized by the campfire, and she looks very deep in thought.
What's this other one?
That picture is one I dearly recognize, which is Ellie sitting in front of her garden
Oh my, she loved that garden.
at her house.
A long shot of the pasture and is it, those are the barns?
Yes.
And there's a couple of the kids with the sheep.
Eleanor and Nick.
And above that are the paintings.
Another winter scene landscape and another landscape with a fence on it.
And then
I'm
this,
not sure if that was Longacre or the Spicer House.
and that looks like a autumn scene there, the other
Yes.
one. It's lovely, lovely things that they just saved. And you were so pleased that you were able to get these for us.
Yes.
It was wonderful. Okay, here we go to, what is it, 4 more lovely pictures to look at.
Again, another winter scene, 2 more winter scenes.
I like that one. That one's,
And these are both Eleanor. One's on the sheep with their little saddle shoes, you can see, very.
Oh.
And then there's Eleanor and William feeding the lamb.
oh, look at how she got her feet dirty
Yes.
being out there. Riding a lamb. The lamb let her ride it?
Yeah,
She let
oh,
her-
of course.
Oh, that's
They're
all-
sheep.
They're sheep. They let her ride it. Wow, is she giving? She's giving the lamb a bottle. Wow. Who's the
Yeah.
little boy?
William.
That's William there. Okay, let's look at the last bit of this.
Okay.
It's so wonderful to have them. Let's see now. There they are with a fountain. Now she painted that fountain.
Yes.
Look at that.
That's what she had. That's what she said. This is an interesting photograph because, again, that's the stables, but then you don't see the gates.
Is that a
You
little?
know, those are the fenced in for the animals.
What's down there?
Those are that's the stables.
No, it looks like there's an animal
It could be.
in the pictures.
And then you have the children over here. Now that was a hayride.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you know who
Not
the
like
2
over here.
kids are?
Well, that looks like Mr. Murray on the top, and again with Eleanor and Nick, or Eleanor and William. I'm not sure.
And then you have these paintings that she did, which are just wonderful. I
Yes.
love this with the tree that is changing color. It is such a marvelous exhibit. And I want to thank you for all the work you did. I don't think we could, just to thank you is enough, but you have done a wonderful
Well,
job.
thank you very much, Ruth. But the one thing I'd like to say too is that in 1918, when Ellie moved into Longacres, she was 8 years old. And what she did, she moved into an area that was 36 square miles. It was all farms, all the roads were gravel. Then in 1940, if you look in the directory, you'll see that the population rose to 1,500. And look at it today. That same 36 square mile area is the city of Farmington and Farmington Hills, with a population of 100,000. All the land has been built and developed, and all the roads have been paved with superhighways. So what we've really learned is that the value of our contribution doesn't really lie in building and rebuilding, but in the uniqueness of what we can preserve. And that's what Ellie did for us. She saved the land.
Yes, we have Heritage Park, which is the most
Yes.
wonderful thing,
Yes.
which was her farm. And it's such a pleasant thing for the community, and it is used extensively.
Yes.
And so thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome, Ruth.
Just did so much.
Okay.